Hello everybody, I'm Lex, this is Uncle Buck, and this is the 61st box of books that I inherited from him. This one is labeled War, so we shall see what we got. We certainly knew about the darker sides of the world, which is an important thing to know about. Alright, let's start here with, the works of Charles Dickens, with a great illustration on the front. That is really funny. That is not a book of war, but this is my father's favorite author by far. My father loves Charles Dickens. Well, that's a useful thing to have around the house. I have some Dickens, but I don't have everything. The Personal Memoirs of U.S. Grant, Selected Letters. He's a fascinating cat. I'm not sure when I'll get to this, but... and the same with Sherman. William Tecumseh Sherman. Look at that. Doesn't he look like he has the name William Tecumseh Sherman? What a guy. Yeah, I mean, terrible. Terrible too, but... Thomas Jefferson, Intimate History. I don't care about Thomas Jefferson. Beowulf, a verse translation. The Norton Critical Edition. If you're ever looking for a classic, the Norton Critical is going to be an excellent version of it. Look at this. Someone put a bunch of their markings in it. That's actually always kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to put that here with the timeline of history books for the classics and where they come from. This isn't war at all yet. Let's see. Shores of Refuge, 100 Years of Jewish Emigration by Ronald Sanders. Interesting. Put that over here on the Jewish section. Uncle Buck was a man of the people. Go. The House of Rothschild, the World's Banker. Put that on the money and business history. All right. The Western Tradition by Eugene Weber, From Ancient World to Louis XIV in that amount of size. That's really something. That's a lot of history in a very short time. A very short book. Prodigal Genius, The Life of Nikola Tesla. I have always really wanted a good biography of Tesla. I really don't know him. I don't get him yet. So let's put this up here on the super normal pile because there's something magical about that guy. The Pity of War, Explaining World War I by Niall Ferguson, who is an excellent historian. So, all right. Actually, World War I is the war I actually spent a lot of time studying, or I have lately. So put that up on the World War I pile. The Slave Trade by Hugh Thomas. With the famous picture of how they were stacked. A balanced historical account. Put that here on the Darkness to Study pile. But here's an amazing one. Shackleton, a biography by Roland Hunterford. This guy, what a hero, what an adventurer. Man, oh man. Yeah, I'll put that on my history to read stuff. The Race to Fashoda, European Colonialism and African Resistance in the Scramble for Africa. Ooh, that looks like a good history book to read. Weintraub's Long Day's Journey into War, December 7th, 1941. Okay, here, history pile. The Darker Side of Virtue, Corruption, Scandal, and the Mormon Empire. Oof. That would be good to know. I'm curious about that. They had assassins in the early days. I know that. Who told me that? The great hashish writer. The hashish eater, Fitzhugh Ludlow, talked about the assassins of the Mormons. This is Niall Ferguson's Empire, The Rise and Demise of the British World Order and the Lessons for Global Power. So that same Ferguson guy. Put him up here on the history. World War III, Population and the Biosphere at the End of the Millennium. Stanley Carnell's Vietnam, A History, winner of the Pulitzer Prize. The most complete account to date of the Vietnam tragedy. Oh man, that would be good to read one really good book on the Vietnam War. I haven't read it about that in a long time. Undaunted Courage by Stephen Ambrose, Meriwether Lewis, Thomas Jefferson, and the Opening of the American West. Stephen Ambrose is a great historian. He did D-Day, he did Band of Brothers, and that is a fascinating expedition. The God That Failed, Kessler, Salone. It's an Gide. What is this? A symposium of ex-communists and ex-fellow travelers. Oh, the disenchantment of communism. This would be a fascinating thing because, you know, when you were young in the 50s or so and you were a radical, you thought, oh, communist Russia, that's great. And eventually you saw it was not great. But it wasn't clear in the beginning, and then eventually it was clear. And when did you jump off that train? Same thing like Blake saw with the French Revolution. All the socialists like, this is great. And then it became the terror. And so this actually sounds fascinating for like how to deal with the movement as you start to really realize the truth, especially someone in the psychoactive world, which has so many scandals rocking it. Okay, Cadillac Disaster, the American West and its Disappearing Water. Oof. Compared to a PBS documentary. Yeah, that's a huge issue. The Court Martial of George Armstrong Custer, a novel. You know what? Put that on the Dark Things history pile. Architects of Conspiracy, an Intriguing History. Interesting. Well, check that out later. Margaret Mead's A Life. Oh, the life of Margaret Mead, the great anthropologist. That would be really cool. Born in 1901. She was awesome. She was a piece of work. I forgot to check for mold, but we are good. The gods have smiled on me. It's one big fat red book. I wonder what that is. The Oklahoma Seminoles, Medicines, Magic, and Religion. Oh, cool. Put that on my Native American pile here. Uncle Buck. There's a lot of great stuff in here. Frank Waters, Mexico Mystique, The Coming Sixth World of Consciousness. It's an ancient myth kind of thing, huh? Out of the American West. Put that there for now. A bit. Another Niall Ferguson. You liked him, huh? Money and Power in the Modern World, 1700 to 2000. The Cash Nexus. Oh, that does look good on business and dark stuff. All right. This is Mapping the Next Millennium. Hull. Is this a history of maps or what? Yeah, something like that. I put this on the sideways pile of stuff to check out because I don't know what that is. Einstein, A Life by Denise Bryan. I don't know about Einstein. The Cultural Heritage of India, Volume 3. Oh, cool. Put that over here on the India one. Hopefully the other volumes are over there. Niall Ferguson, The War of the World, 20th Century Conflict and Descent of the West. Another Niall Ferguson. You must have really liked him, huh? So this is a new definition of World War II. All right. Well, if it's Ferguson. And the very last one. The House of Rothschild, Money's Profits. Isn't that the first one that I pulled out of here too? Buck. Oh no, it's a two-part. Money's Profits, 1798 to 1848, and then The World's Banker, 1849 to 1999. Wow, this Ferguson pumps it out, huh? Well, it's like 10 giant books. You just don't. And people are like, oh, it's the best thing ever done on this topic. How do you do that? It's crazy. Anyway, so 2 volumes of this. Now I'm even more curious. All right, well, we're stopping there. If you were bibliomancing, the very last books to come out were The House of Rothschild. And that's it. Only a couple of boxes left. Thanks, Uncle Buck. It's nice coming in with you on this Samhain when the veil between the realms is smallest. And kids, if you ever get into war books, remember this is where they came from. It's an important thing to study, but it ain't easy for your mental health. All right. Mwah.